I recently had the opportunity to speak with this great young man. Take a look.
So Jake, it's great to meet you. I think you're incredible. Like you're a hero of mine because of what you've been able to accomplish, not only as a football player but as a man too. Can you take us back to your memories when you were a child and let us know what happened to your first eye, and then take us from there?
Well, at the age of 8 months old, I was diagnosed with a rare form of eye cancer called retinoblastoma. And that cancer ended up coming back around 8 times. We threw everything we could at it, and eventually, at the age of 12, back in 2009, the cancer came back, but this time I was faced with the reality of going completely blind, which obviously was difficult as a 12-year-old. I mean, for someone who fought 12 years to save their sight, and then to be told you were gonna lose it, and then think of, you know, the rest of your life without sight, not being able to see, you know, God's beautiful earth and my family's faces and my future wife and everything, you know, everything of that, you know, everything comes flooding in that time of that reality of going blind.
Right, and they obviously set a date for this operation to happen, so you knew there was a finite amount of time that you had to see.
Yes.
How did you choose to use that time?
One of the things I really wanted to do, growing up as a huge Trojan fan, I really wanted just to go and experience them and just really kind of take in those sights for the one last time.
When USC coach Pete Carroll heard about Jake, he invited him to spend some time with the team before the operation that would leave Jake blind.
He really made me part of that team and really allowed me to see, I mean, everything, just all access. The grace he extended me was just absolutely amazing.
How were you able to stay positive? I know that's what's going through my mind and everybody else's mind.
I knew God had a plan for me, which is awesome, and I trusted in that plan. And more so than that, I just had a family and friends that were there for me. Blindness wasn't going to ruin my childhood, and it wasn't going to ruin my future, and I wasn't going to forfeit my future to the circumstance that and the cards that were dealt me.
And that included football. Refusing to limit himself by his blindness, Jake went on to play with both junior high and high school as a long snapper. And after that, college came calling.
Well, I always wanted to go to USC, and that was always a big dream of mine. And regardless of playing football, I made sure I had the grades, and I actually got accepted. And then they called me and said, well, you're gonna be here, why don't you know, long snap for us?
I want you to explain to all of my viewers what long snapping is.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a position you never realize until the long snapper messes up, and then, you know, then you realize it. But it's basically just throwing a really perfect and accurate pass through your legs. And
there's also 11 guys on the other side of the ball that are trying to get to that ball too. So what does it feel like? You can't see them. So,
you know, you snap the ball and you just kind of stand there, the body mass, and you kind of put your elbows out, and, you know, again, if you make contact with someone, you know, you make contact.
See, this is the difference between you and me. So you're brave enough to go out there. Tell me about the game versus Western Michigan.
I hear the PA.
Long snapper, number 61, Jake Olson.
Crowd goes nuts because everyone's been waiting for this moment. And, you know, I snap the ball. I hear White catch it, which is obviously comforting.
Yeah.
And then I hear it's good, and I can even picture happening, and it happened. It's just, you know, wow, I just snapped for the Trojans. And so, I mean, it just was just awesome. I mean, absolutely awesome.
I have chills. It's an incredible story. I was thinking about, for people like you who had sight for a significant part of their life, as a football player, do you see yourself on the field? What are you seeing in your mind?
Yeah, you know, going into blindness, I actually thought I would picture a lot more of what I would be seeing. But, you know, there's so many other senses going on, you know, and smell and the sound and the feel and everything. I mean, it's almost kind of a distraction than to kind of try to focus on what I'm supposed to be seeing, rather than focusing on, you know, all the other stuff that's going around.
Right. That makes sense. Do you feel that other people try to put limitations on you? Do you experience that every day?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do. I think you got to understand that, yeah, sometimes blindness is a limitation, and sometimes I do have to work harder and take the extra steps, but that's no excuse not to go achieve your goals.
You're an unbelievable young man.
Let's how to teach you how to snap. So.
Yeah. Will you teach me?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Jake is teaching me how to snap a football, and it's something that I will never forget. You're going to see it after the break. It's pretty good.